What have you been doing lately? I can guess that some of you have been playing video games. Some of you might have gone on a small vacation. And some of you might have done some other things. Me, I think you can guess what I've been doing. Reading. Mostly a few books from my library. And there are some books that I read that I liked so much that I decided to review them today. So the following 3 books are all incredible books that I think all of you will enjoy. We call them the classics. So sit back, grab your books and your masks, and get ready for another episode of The Masked Reader! Welcome everybody to The Masked Reader, and we are approaching a very big holiday called Christmas. And Christmas is a very special time where some cookies start to be made, some Christmas movies start popping up, and you decide to watch them, and Michael Bublé emerges from his hole and starts singing his Christmas carols every year. And most importantly, Christmas stories. Sometimes you get told a few stories before you go to bed. Well, we have some here. Some of them, or almost all of them, unfortunately, are not Christmas related, but they are some classics that I think that you will enjoy. We should find them, obviously. Where are they? Oh yeah, so they're in my junky pile of junky stuff, and we gotta find a way to get them out of there, obviously, so we should find them. Ooh, I found one. Okay, I found the second one. All I gotta do is find the third one. Yes, all right. We got a few books here. We got Treasure Island. We got The Secret Garden. And we got The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. I'm going to go in depth of all of them, starting with Treasure Island. So, Treasure Island is written by Robert Louis Stevenson. In the beginning, a pirate, or a former pirate, walks into town looking for a home. He finds one, and he starts living his life of retirement. He loves to go into a bar and talk to some people about his adventures. One day, he dies. Aww. And somebody who was very close to him, he used to work for him, called Jim, finds out that he was running from some other pirates that were very dangerous. He wanted to know why they were running from him, until he realized, or he found out, about a treasure that was hidden from everybody else. So he found that treasure, and that was it. Or was it? No. Along with the treasure, he found a map. A map that if he could pinpoint exactly where the spot on the map was, he could find some even bigger treasure. And so he set off with a few other sailors to find this island which had some treasure. Along the way, he finds out about a big, great corruption deal that's happening while they were traveling. Will he be able to escape out of this mess? Will he not be able to? Will he even find the treasure at all? Find out by reading Treasure Island by Robert Louis Stevenson. The only negative thing I can say about this book is that some books are great. Like, they have action from the beginning to the end. Some books are at the beginning and then they start at the end. This one has action at the beginning and action at the end, but there's this huge void in the middle where not a lot of stuff happens, and I didn't really like that. But besides that, I loved this book. This book was awesome. Obviously, like, there's a pirate, the pirate dies, the pirate leaves behind some treasure, and then the kid finds the treasure, and then there's this big, great corruption deal that nobody could survive of. Like, that's a lot of action. I like it a lot. So, oh, and there's one more thing that you should be aware of, is that this book was written in the 19th century. Yes. I can't remember the exact date, but I think it was written somewhere between the 1870s. So there are a few words here and there that you might not really understand, but I believe that this book is very good, and you should find it, and you should get it out of a library or an indie bookstore, because trust me, it is worth it. All right, on to our next book, which is another classic, obviously, which is The Secret Garden. So we should put it over here. So, this version of The Secret Garden, if there are any other versions, is written by Francis Hodgson Burnett, and illustrated by Tasha Tador. The Secret Garden is told in a third-person point of view, but the main character is a girl named Mary. For most of her life, Mary was a spoiled little child who was raised in India. Servants did whatever she wanted, and when she was angry, they didn't really do anything to stop her. One day, while she lives in India, a big disease breaks out in her home. Because of this, most people end up leaving the home, or they don't survive this cholera outbreak. That's the name of the disease, by the way, cholera. Because of this, Mary was a survivor, but since everybody either fled or didn't survive, she was moved to her uncle's house in England. England is very different from India in many ways. Her only escape is a huge garden, and here's why. Not a lot of people will talk to Mary. Mary lives in a big house now with 100 rooms that are all either shut or locked. And even worse, she hears a little child that's crying down the hallways. I know, this sounds kind of like a horror book, but it gets better. So Mary's life is a little different now, and her only source of escape, according to her, is a garden. There are huge gardens laid all across this house, and she tries to explore every inch of them, all except for one garden. In this garden, she can't get inside because there are huge walls of ivy. There is only one door, which needs a key to open it, and the key was thrown away and buried. She is curious, why is this garden locked? And what's this garden like? So one day, she finds some key buried underneath the ground. Is it the key to the garden? Is it not? Find out by reading Secret Garden by Francis his middle name, Hodgson Burnett, and illustrated by Tasha Tador. Very good book. I like it a lot. I think this deserves a rating of 1 decillion out of 10. I like it a lot. This one also has bits of action spread all through the pages. So I think this book really deserves that rating of 1 decillion. And now it's time to find our final book, unfortunately, which is called The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. Right here. So, this book is a bit different than the other books because while the other books were chapter books, this one is a comic book format. It's also Marvel. How can you not love Marvel? Marvel's awesome. So, the basic plot of The Wizard of Oz is the main character, Dorothy, is living in, obviously, a place when a tornado comes and carries her house to some other countries that she doesn't know about. She wants to go back home. And somebody who watched her land on the country tells her that they don't know how to bring her home, but they know somebody that can do that. To do that, she must go on a journey to a city called the Emerald City. Inside this city, there is a man called Oz. He is a wizard, and he can hopefully bring her home. While she goes on this adventure, she meets some other people that also need help from Oz. Together, they embark on a journey that can change their lives in a pretty big way. Will Dorothy finally be able to go back to Kansas? Will the other people that she meets get their help? Find out by reading The Wizard of Oz. So that book was not the official book. The official book is a chapter book, but I think I like this one a bit more because I like comics. This story is a very widespread story, and since it's told by comics and by pictures too, I think that I like it a lot. And I think that you'll like it too, which is why I give this a rating of 15 quintillion out of 10. Well, that's it. I hope that you enjoyed this newest review, and I will see you next week.